Okay, so story time of something that just happened, and this is a boring story, but I thought I'd tell you guys anyways. And also, this is me trying to figure out what lenses I'm going to keep. So if you guys have some ideas in the comments for something that would fit my uses, let me know. Basically, in general, I'm trying to figure out which lenses to get rid of, not necessarily which ones to buy. But if there's one lens that does something amazing that I'm not aware of, then let me know. Maybe I'll just buy that lens and sell the rest. But here's the thing. This just happened. I almost sold my favorite lens, the Voigtlander 35mm f1.4, which is this super tiny, gorgeous lens that I love. I posted a video, a review, and I said in there, it's my favorite lens ever. And then for some reason, I listed it on eBay for sale, and I had a buyer who was almost ready to buy it. He wanted to buy this together with this, and he just wanted to combine the shipping for those. And so he had a question about the bokeh and about fitting his camera. So I was about to send him a link to my review and just say, hey, yeah, it fits, and I really like the bokeh. And then I watched my own review, and I was like, why the hell am I selling this thing? It's my favorite lens. I know that. I said it in the video. It's the title of the video. It's my favorite lens. So the reason I put it up for sale was because I've been using my 28mm FE. FE is the Sony mount. So it's 28mm f2. Kind of boring. The bokeh is boring. Just sort of average, normal, totally fine, but nothing special. Doesn't interest me that much bokeh-wise. It's just really convenient to have that autofocus. And so I was thinking, I'll keep these two, both autofocus. That's the 10 to 18mm from Sony, which also works great on the A7S. So I was thinking, keep these two, it's compact, and basically the reason I want to sell as many lenses as possible is because I want to save up for a van, even if it's a crap one, but every little thing that I sell gives me a little bit more money to invest in the van. And I'll go into the reasons for that in another video. But so this is super expensive. It's £500. That's what I had it listed as. I don't know how much they are, what the average price is. I guess it's a bit more than what I was listing it for. So new, they're probably £550 or something. So that's super expensive. So me keeping this means that's £500 that I don't have to spend on the van, but I can sell this one instead and get like £280 for it, something like that. So that's pretty good. So after eBay fees, probably make like £250 or something. So that's not too bad. So I'm thinking, recently I haven't been using the autofocus on this, and that was my main reason for using this instead of this, because this is way nicer. It focuses closer when used with this little helicoid focusing adapter. Helicoid is the shape of the spiral that's built into this. So that's what the word helicoid means. That's that shape. So this adapter makes it focus really, really close, which is fantastic, and also makes it more comfortable to focus. You can learn all about this in my full review about that. But basically, I use this very often for filming reviews and personal projects, and it's fantastic for that. It looks very pretty and stuff, but then recently I've been using it in manual focus mode. So I've kind of, what the hell, I should just be using this, which focuses closer, which is fantastic for reviews as well. So this, I think it's going to have to go, and I'm going to have to stick with the Voigtlander because I love it, and the bokeh is so beautiful. It's so unique. It's so much different to other lenses. It's kind of similar to this in my review. I sort of compared the two, but it's not the same. And I love that one even more than this, even though this can create some gorgeous images sometimes. But it's huge, heavy. If I remember correctly, it's something like 700 or 800 grams. It's heavy. Doesn't have an aperture at all. There is a version with an aperture, but I prefer this one because it's lighter. It's quite a lot lighter than the version with the aperture. This is the Helios 85 1.5. Gorgeous lens, but I'm going to sell it. I just don't use it enough. And I don't want to carry it. That's the thing. I love taking photos of this, but I don't want to add almost 1 kilogram to my camera bag. So I don't carry it. So what the hell's the point? So I think I'm not going to keep the 100? What, I was going to say 128. I'm not going to keep the 28 f2 because I really like it. I posted a review about this and I was like, it's fantastic, not too expensive. Well, not too expensive for Sony. If this was a Canon lens, people would be going mad if Canon made a lens like this at this price. But for Sony's super expensive lens lineup, this is not too bad. So I'm thinking my Sony kit is going to be this. The super wide angle, the 10 to 18, and the 35 for the bokeh. I think that's going to do it. It's they're not the cheapest lenses, but they are really good and they are really good for my uses. I think that's going to have to be it, even though it's costing me more money to keep those. And then my 5D Mark III system. I love the 35 from Samyang, 35 1.4, but I don't want to do work for clients anymore. I don't want to do weddings. I don't want to do professional video shoots. Not because I hate doing it, but because I really enjoy working on personal projects. And working for clients, well, you guys know, a lot of you guys do that. It's a lot more stress. It's a lot more being on time. It's a lot more going places, which sometimes it's fine, but sometimes it's just a pain in the arsehole to go and spend a full day in London and the travel time. It's not as enjoyable. It's not as relaxing. It's not what I want to do, even though I'd make less money doing my own personal projects, at least until I do a really big one maybe. And because I'm thinking I want to make a comedy and then like a little comedy series or something and sell that to Netflix or Amazon or something like that. So potentially I could make some good money from that, but money is not my main focus. I don't care about getting rich or something. I just want to have enough money for whatever, for a living. So I still need to keep at least a Canon camera. I don't know if I'll sell this and downgrade. It's not worth that much anymore. It's the 5D Mark III. And I use it for lighting tests, for flashes that only connect to Canon cameras. So I'm going to keep the camera body, but I'm not sure what lens to keep with this. I'm thinking it would be great to have an autofocus lens, but it means that I'd be selling this one and buy the Sigma 35 1.4. And then that's actually investing even more money. And that's not what I want to do. I want to put my money into a van. So every little bit helps. Basically, it helps me to get a van that's slightly less crap than, if I didn't have that £500 or so. So this one, I could sell this one for some 300-ish, I don't know exactly. And maybe just go with a really crap, not this one, that's a Vivitar 28mm. Who the hell would use that? This one, Helios 50. I don't love 50mm, it's too zoomed in, but it's cheap. I could just use this on the Canon for lighting tests. That might just be what I want to do with the Canon. And then that brings up the question, do I downgrade to a super cheap Canon just to save money? Because I could probably get, off the top of my head, could get £800 for this and then spend £200 on a cheap Canon camera with a crop sensor. But it's going to be tough to do that just because I like full frame and I think I'm just going to hate. I used to use crop sensor Sony cameras. I used to use crop sensor Canon cameras and Sony cameras, but I love full frame so much more. So it's a tough question. Do I switch to a super crap, not crap, but super cheap lens that I don't love, or do I sell this one and spend even more money on an autofocus lens just because then it makes the camera a lot more convenient, a lot more usable for certain tasks. And then I will be selling this one, I think. I just don't use it enough. I do really love it. And I like I said, I just don't want to work on projects that require loads of lenses and stuff. So this is the Samyang 85mm f1.4. Gorgeous lens. Really fantastic. No autofocus, but that has been fine most of the time for most of my uses. But I just don't want to do work for clients anymore. So, at least not as my daily main job. Camdiox 62mm macro lens with an f2.9 aperture. I have no use for this. It was sent to me for review. This one, 135mm f 2.8 from Practical. I was going to say Vivitar. I have no use for this. I'm just going to sell it if it's worth anything. Like I said, the 85 from Helios. I love it, but I'm going to sell it. I just don't use it. This little 28mm is going to have to go. And I have had a lot more lenses than this. Most of them have been sold on eBay. But I've sold thousands of pounds of stuff on eBay. And I don't have any of it left anymore because all of it got wasted on paying rent. So, I'm going to sell the 28. What is this? The Helios. So those are all the lenses I own right now. And I'm thinking, should I make my kit this small? That might be the thing I need to do. If anyone knows of something that's sort of between this and this, like it's not a 50, so maybe something closer to a 35, but that still has nice bokeh. I hate 28mm f2.8. I would hate using that. Is there a fast, cheap lens for Canon that sort of would be similar to this, like pretty good, but that would be much cheaper than this that I could replace it with? So basically, I want this but cheaper. And yeah, I could stick to a 50, just a vintage 50. That might be fine. Anyways, so that was my little rant about lenses and about what I'm trying to do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and maybe you guys have some tips about what I should be doing with my lenses. I think I'm pretty happy with the Sony setup. Again, it's for personal projects. It's not a professional filming kit, because that's not what I want to do. I want to focus on YouTube videos and on personal projects. Excuse me. And what do I do with this? Do I downgrade, even though I love the 5D? And do I buy something else? Do I just use the 50? I don't know. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you found this interesting. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.